Cool. So, last we left off, you guys sort of dealt with the ramifications of the plane of dreams. You all had a few conversations during which Levy decided it would be best for herself and her own mental health, as well as Poet, if she maybe took some time away from the group. You were able to communicate with the world shifter, Aldrich, and able to secure her a method of transportation through Demir. After that, the remaining party members headed down the mountain, encountering not as many obstacles as on the way up due to some lucky rolls. But you eventually made your way to the city of Legacy Quarry. You found yourselves in an inn known as the Dancing Imp, where you were greeted by apparently one of the co-owners of the inn, a half-orc woman. So, what do you all do?
Do not say roll to Zeus. Do not.
Now, as part of the rules, you cannot do that for another player. That takes away player consent.
Well, I assume we'd probably be approaching them to ask for rooms at the inn.
Well, you're in the inn, and you're currently being greeted by one of the owners.
If no one's gonna speak first, Tobias will and say, what exactly was it that the innkeeper had said to us? Like, greetings or...
I don't know, Felix. What did she say?
Can't fucking remember.
Make something up. It's fine. I'm not gonna, like... Actually, you said this last time. Okay. I'm gonna ask you to leave the campaign.
Treat it like a previously on Avatar where the take for the line is different.
Oh, fair enough. It was probably something to the effect of, oh, hey, you guys are from out of town. Welcome in.
Yeah, like a, hello, folks. How you doing?
Yeah,
Just
pretty
new
much.
arrivals in town or whatever.
Hello, welcome to Chili's.
Hi, welcome to... And it's evening time, right? So I think I remember we were arriving into the Legacy Quarry, like when it was starting to become evening.
Yeah, you arrived in Legacy Quarry, and you're now in the inn called the Dancing Imp.
But is it like evening time now, or is it like?
Oh yes.
Okay, cool. I just wanted to make sure. Well, in that case, Tobias will say, good evening to you. We just arrived into town and we were wondering if we'd be able to rent a couple of rooms for us.
Oh god, I can't even conceptualize her accent in my head right now. I'm so sorry, guys. She'll kind of wave over to her husband behind the bar and go, my job is here at the door. but my husband can set you guys up, no problem.
Thank you very much. We will go speak with him then. And Tobias will give her a quite short bow and head over to the counter with the barkeep.
oh, what a nice young
Thank you.
man. Like that's, she's just like, oh, what a polite young man.
All right. So you can see that the barkeep is a Goliath. He is quite tall, with grayish skin and black sort of tribal type markings, particularly on his arms. And as you approach, he says, what can I do you for?
Yes, we are a party that just arrived from the town, and we were wondering if you perchance had a couple of rooms available for us tonight.
Got a couple. How many are you looking for?
Out of character, this is just me thinking about it. Tobias, Demir, and Lish can share, and then I know Aaron and Hawk tend to share. Does Valk want her own room? Especially since she has Sniv, or?
Yeah. Yes, please.
Okay.
We have money now.
Yeah, we technically do. Tobias, for once, is not fucking poor. Tobias will say 3 rooms, please, if there's some available.
That'd be 15 silver pieces then.
Tobias will pay the 15. He gets to treat his friends for once.
And are you looking for any meals this evening before you retire? And as he says this, he's kind of fishing below the counter and pulls out like 3 keys.
Tobias is going to turn to the rest of the group and ask, is there anything in people hungry? Anything particular anyone wants to order?
Hawk just looks at everyone else.
No, not that.
Lish just kind of shakes his head and shrugs.
Demir is like, she's in the inn, but she is clearly like looking out the door, like kind of a little distracted. And when Toby asks the group, it kind of takes her a minute, and then she finally like realizes like, oh, this is the thing I should respond to, and just
Mood
kind
as
of
fuck.
yeah, kind of no, I'm fine, thank you.
I'm
Oh.
sorry. My brain is a sieve. What time is it in game again?
Evening,
Evening.
about dinner time. And
Then,
you've been walking and traveling all day.
then yes, please. Al grabs out a gold piece and asks for some stuff.
We got rabbit and potato plate.
Yes, please.
Let's get a few of those. And
Gold piece will cover a few. I figured that was the intention.
okay, that makes sense.
The half-orc woman by the bouncer by the door is just kind of like, she's scanning the bar, but she's watching you guys because you guys are obviously from out of town. And then also her husband with just hard eyes. She's just like, my man's doing business.
You all find a seat. We'll bring the food out in a few minutes.
Thank you very much, sir.
I am going to go walk the town a little bit. Um, I'll be back in a bit. Enjoy dinner. And Demir is going to head out the door. Kind of nod a little to the half orc at the door, and I'm going to go check out that hookah bar, but we
All
don't
right.
need to have a whole thing for it.
On Demir's way out, she gets told to come find. If she runs into any trouble, just come right back.
I can handle myself, thank you.
Come back now, you hear? I think Luke, hearing that Demir's gonna go out will kind of perk up and follow her.
Demir will just slip her hand into his and go to the hookah shop.
All right.
Off we go to do some drug.
So,
Drug.
for those of you that remain behind, after a little while, a half Goliath, half orc boy comes out, with like his arms laden with rabbit and potato plates, and he's like, "Okay, who wanted what?" I mean, I guess they're all the same. Someone take these for me because they're heavy.
Aaron jumps up and just starts unloading rabbit.
Okay.
I'd say Hawk gives him a hand too.
I didn't realize how much that was
right.
gonna be.
My name's Pugon. I'll be your server. Just give me a wave if you need anything. Bye. And he walks off.
By the door, there's a proud mother.
This kid can't be any older than 15.
Tobias kind of chuckles at that just because of like relatability. He's like, ah, yes. And he said
Yes,
his name
that
was
age.
Puka?
Pukon.
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 Oh, okay. So I was literally about to say, I'm thinking like Yukon with a P, and I think that's actually just correct.
Yep.
Okay.
And you can see that in addition to Pukon, there's two younger half Goliath girls that are walking around, kind of just passing people drinks. And there's also a little bit older than Pukon, a full-blooded Goliath, clearly doing the same job as the rest of them. Are there any conversations that would like to be had?
Tobias doesn't have anything currently.
Aaron's gonna like babble for a bit about how nice it is that they're stopping somewhere and like getting to have a nice place for the night, but that's nothing that needs to happen in character.
I think as they finish up eating, Bouncer Barwife woman will come around and kind of try and shoot the shit a little bit. Just, oh, you guys are from out of town, like, what brings you around? You know, we love visitors.
Tobias will say, oh, well, our adventure is currently kind of going a little all over the place. Happened to be in the area, and well, I know for a fact my friend here and I, and he refers to Aaron, have yet to see the ocean. It's something we really want to do. That's one of our goals in this journey here.
Aaron's face is just lighting up.
Legacy
Literally,
Quarry
I
is very
guess.
much landlocked, just as a reminder.
I know, but it's the implication is they are passing through, heading in the direction of the ocean.
Well, that all sounds just fine and dandy. I just want to welcome you all to town, and however long you stay, if you run into absolutely any trouble, especially if it's with a local, just even if you don't need the help, please don't hesitate to keep me in the loop. She'll kind of work her hands over a little bit.
Well, that's mighty congenial of you. Is this a town particularly known for trouble? And says, well, that's mighty congenial of you. Is this a town particularly known for trouble?
A great many people in this town would not exactly be considered by folks in big cities as polite company.
All right.
But we usually get on pretty okay.
Any advice on do's and don'ts in this town?
Oh, well, let's just say that we won't have any problems if you're just polite, passes through, as you have given me the impression. And I won't have to sock any of you in the face so long as you're so long as you stay polite with the ladies. She'll kind of gesture off to a table that's probably full of very obviously prostitutes who are on their downtime.
Yeah, and there's a few ladies that couple of them are having drinks. A couple of them are kind of going to nearby tables and just kind of leaning over and smiling a whole bunch. There's among them there is a green-scaled dragonborn. There is a forest gnome with like curly brown hair. And there is a human woman who looks like she's in her 30s with curly orange hair.
At the mention of being polite, or not polite, but yeah, you seem polite, and being polite, Val kind of looks worriedly at the door.
At the pointing out of the prostitutes around, Aaron just flushes and he's like, oh, of course.
I assure you, we have no dream of showing people disrespect.
I had a feeling. It's just formalities. Speaking of formalities.
Absolutely.
Speaking of formalities, I don't think I introduced myself. Most people in this town call me Mama.
Is it because you look after everyone else?
Yes, actually. Thank you. Try to keep an eye and ear to the ground for everybody.
Well, nice to meet you, Mama. The name's Valkyria. And just reaches out a hand.
For a handshake!
It's a pleasure meeting you, Mama. My name is Tobias.
Pleasure's all ours.
Aaron.
I'm going to have to try so hard not to slip to a Johnny Bravo impression. But
Mama.
nice to meet you, Mama.
Hello, Mama. Did you see my ebets in chat?
Hey, the little mama, let me whisper in your ear.
Jesus fucking
God.
Christ.
Anyway, I'm Hawk. It's nice to meet you. Man's got a mask on indoors.
You think she gives a shit? You think that's the weirdest
fair
thing
enough.
she's ever seen?
Fair enough. Fair enough.
This is like a seedy inn in a mining town.
Yeah, fair enough.
There's plenty of unsavory types. People who look sketchy.
You're looking to resupply while we were down here. We just came down from the mountains to the north. Are there any places you'd recommend to get re-geared, perhaps?
Yeah, DM.
Mood.
Shit, fuck.
What did you say you're looking for?
Places to resupply.
Probably best place is a supply shop called Jarrett's Pickaxe. Mostly like mining stuff, of course, but you can get other things there as well.
Yeah, that was in the town description.
She'll relay this information. Just be like, and y'all need anything? You're staying in my husband and I's inn, and I'm slipping into Southern, son of a bitch. Levy's too powerful. She's too fucking powerful.
Listen, mountain accent is the harder thing to get down. It's fine.
But she's be like, oh, you guys are staying in our inn. You need anything, you let one of us know. I am not cemented to my station at the front door. So if you need a local guide or a safe escort through the less savory parts of town, don't hesitate to ask. You guys seem like capable adventurer types. However, I know the town.
You said last session that she was wearing like monkish robes, right?
Yeah, she's very monk. She's clearly a monk. She's clearly a martial artist. She's also just very like goth punk about it. It's all in black with some touches of red. She's got her wedding ring on, and it's like the one splash of like softness and all the ruggedness she kind of puts off, other than like her hair and the fact that her eyes are kind of doughy all the time. She's got one of those faces. But it's hang on, it's the Ring of Warmth. And so I have a picture of it.
Yo.
Hang on, let me. Yeah, it's hang on.
It's buried in your file structure somewhere.
Do you have a picture of it?
There we go. There it is.
It's
my God,
this little critters all curled up together.
Lish ring?
That's adorable. God
Also, oh my
damn.
god,
See, Avery
fur-lined
losing
ring.
her
Never would have guessed.
I was gonna say, Avery, you're muted, but I could very easily read your lips there.
You know, if Demir wants to get a particular ring for Lish, or if Lish wants to get a particular ring for Demir, she can give you a hot tip as to where to get one. yeah, she's clearly kind of punk rock, but like her wedding ring is very soft. It's very nice. It's cozy.
Oh, nice.
It's for warmth because they're up in the mountains and she's a fucking monk, so she's gotta have her muscles out, obviously.
Guns out, no coat required.
Yep.
Now, I know I'm one to talk here, but your attire is interesting. I'm curious if there's a story behind it.
Oh, I'm trained in martial arts. This just lends itself to my fighting style.
Oh, really?
Yes. Need movement.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense.
Freedom of motion is very important when you are trying to kick somebody in the face.
I think I now see why you insist that you'd be able to help if we found any trouble here.
Absolutely.
Take it you're known around town for martial artistry?
I'm known around town for a few things, but mostly that. Loving my kids. Loving my husband.
They're all very tall.
We are a very tall family, yes. Comes with the territory. She does not seem phased at all, by the way, by the fact that, like, you are clearly covered head to toe. No face. Just, you're being nice, and that's all she fucking gives a shit about very clearly. But just wanted to give you guys a relatively warm welcome and the obligatory don't cause a ruckus.
Of course not. We don't usually go looking for trouble. If anything, it finds us.
Then you can find me if you need me.
Aaron salutes.
Noted down, absolutely.
I'm returning to my post. Just yep.
Of
She goes
course.
back to the door.
She seems nice enough.
A very kind woman indeed, yes. Out of character, but just to confirm, for Legacy Quarry, this is like basically just a halfway point before we start heading to the actual tower itself where Hawk's father's supposed to be, right?
The plan you laid out is the Hawk's Father isn't at the tower, it's south of here. It's at this point over here that I marked last session.
Aha.
Yeah. So the plan is to take a stop in Legacy Quarry to situate ourselves, basically, like restock.
Yeah, and then
get
continue
here,
further south, and then
figure out what's going on
Yeah.
there, and then after Hawk's business is concluded, we head over here, either via Route A or Route B. I think I remember Route A, the one that goes back up to Legacy Quarry, and then east is the easier one to do.
okay.
So I guess it kind of just depends on where we end up. We'll figure it out as we go.
I see you drawing dicks all over my map.
Yeah, I noticed it too. How dare you? Lars, you scamp.
Just marking the locations of all of the giant town-spanning dicks.
You know, gotta make sure we have indicators of where Hawk's dad is.
Shut up. Okay. That said,
Wouldn't that be a wrench then?
fair point.
I was trying to type Jamie, but it wouldn't let me, so I just wrote his name next to it.
That works. Sick. We do need to restock a little, right? I'm running low on arrows personally, and I don't know if we need to restock on rations or anything. Imagine some of your gear's getting a little worn at this point too.
I do need to replace my cloak at the very least, because that thing is unsalvageable.
Right. Well, I wouldn't mind staying here for a day, just to restock and whatnot. I can get some more gear. Everyone else get some more gear. I could probably ask around and see what lies south of here as well, other than just a mountain pass.
That might be a good idea. Yeah, have a better grasp of what it is we're walking into.
Mm-hmm. Who knows? Maybe we'll even hear some news from the east.
Potentially, and we can also ask if there's been any odd happenings going on.
Does anyone know where Jameer and Lish went, by the way?
To my knowledge, they both went out. I'm assuming either to have a look around the town or probably to the hookah bar that we passed by.
They're having like a honeymoon night or whatever.
Romantic rendezvous.
I'm sure
I
getting
assume.
up to trouble.
I'm sure they can. I'm sure they can handle themselves, especially with each other.
Also, Valk would probably want to visit the Pyre Forge tomorrow.
Yep, sounds good.
All right.
All right. So Lish and Demir, you were heading towards the uncreatively named Workers Rest hookah bar.
That's where Demir's going. Gonna get me some drugs.
Lish is just kind of looking around as they go, seeing
Okay.
if there's anything interesting.
Roll a perception check, Lish.
Fitting.
15. This town is fairly seedy. Like there's a few drunken miners that are hanging out outside of the casino that seem to have been kicked out. There are a few more prostitutes who are going around trying to have some business. But like it's a sketchy town, but the people seem happy. At least right now, at this late hour in the evening. Once you arrive at the Workers Rest, you are just kind of speeding past this a little. You were greeted by a man named Farouk Okonowo, who has a clear Mahaban accent. And he gets you guys set up in a booth for a gold piece.
I'll pay for it since I'm the one who wants it. Give him a gold piece, and then I'm going to get set up and just kind of something strong.
Little puff puff pass.
Yeah.
Demir is like kind of like she's a little excited talking to the guy who greets us because he's Madhabi too. So she's going to like order in Madhabi and just kind of like chit chat a little, but just kind of like, oh,
Well,
it's so good to have a little
you are
taste
from
of
the
home.
homeland then.
Yes, I'm from Kista.
Oh, it has been so long since I've had anyone visit from Mahaba. What is it like there these days?
I don't know. It's been a while since I've been home, unfortunately.
Unfortunate, but hopefully this this tavern can give you a little bit of the comforts of home.
That's what I was hoping. Do you have any coffee?
I believe I do.
I would love a cup.
Oh, here. Demir will like go through her bag and pull out one of the like fresher loaves of bread and offer it.
This is beautiful. Did you make this yourself?
I did. It's not as good. I found that it tends to get a little harder up here. Just not as good
Yes, that
ovens.
is part of the problem of living here. But the coffee is on the house, my friend.
Oh. Thank you, Shukran.
And Demir is just going to just so happily like sit there and like lean up against Lish and
Enjoy.
Yeah.
All right. Is there anything you wish to accomplish while you're at the hookah bar, or are you
We're
just
gonna
feeling
do
good?
so much hookah.
yeah, I think that Demir at least just kind of wants to like smoke and relax and drink coffee and cuddle up with Lish. Like he probably notices that her hands are real cold. But like once she gets the coffee, she just like holds it closed and
Lish will probably order some simple food and just settle.
You can have a plate of charcuterie brought to you for 2 silver pieces.
Darkuji.
All right. Is there anything anyone else would like to accomplish this evening?
Tobias will send a message to Oxy saying, found I'm trying to remember the last one he sent him was, I think he was saying they're heading to Forbidden Grove or Forgotten Grove. Found the grove. Levy headed back home. What's the name of the house?
The tragedy
Tracy?
house.
Tragedy House Royus. Oh wait, it can be 25 words, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Levy headed back home. Wait, I'm fucking. Oh god, I can't.
You're
count.
fucking?
Shush. My brain is having a moment.
I mean, you don't have
We
to use all
found-
25 words.
We found the Forgotten Grove. Levy headed back home. Our house in Royus. Tragedy house.
All right. The response you get back is brief, but there's warmth in it. I'm glad to hear you're safe, Tobias, and I hope Levy's well too.
Cool.
All right. Anyone else?
Are there
There we go.
baths at the inn?
Well, that'd be a question for Felix. Felix, do you feel like there would be baths at the inn?
Fuck yeah. Get clean. Get cozy.
Yeah, Aaron's gonna change into his swimsuit and just soak.
All right. Probably in this area, they'd be like nice mineral baths. Like, it's good. It feels good on your
hell
calluses.
yeah.
Mineral? Mineral bath. Hot mineral bath.
Hell yeah, Balk's in.
Woo!
Listen, the prostitutes and the adventurers, they have sore joints.
So
There's
real
few
concern.
differences between the two occupations.
Speaking of which, do we get someone like, hey, do you need help in the bath? Because I've played Red Dead Redemption 2. Isn't that how that works?
I mean, there are the ladies there if you want to pay for some bath time.
Well, it's not exactly like Valk would, but the chat.
Yeah.
This is a terrible time for this.
Okay.
Um,
So, Volk, let's start with gender, actually. Would you prefer male or female?
I am very much upfront that this isn't a sexual thing. This is a just help me bathe thing. And probably a lass for that purpose.
Okay. Are you interested in someone more humanoid or something a little more exotic?
Probably humanoid.
Okay. So there's various humans. There are a few half elves, couple half orcs, and a couple of gnomes.
I guess she would awkwardly approach one of the human ladies and like, hey, I'm not looking for a fun time, but I would like assistance with the whole entire bathing thing.
The human you approach, she's got jet black hair. It's kind of cropped at the shoulder. And bright blue eyes. And she says, well, sure thing, darling. My name's Viviana. I can probably do you for about 4 silver pieces for an hour.
Sure. Valk is being awkward. Just, looking for things to get massaged, but not in a sexy way, because she would start panicking instantly.
Mm-hmm. You just tell me what you're comfortable with, dear, and I'll make sure not to cross any boundaries you don't want me to.
Thank you.
All right, so you have the fun bath times, I guess.
I get bathed and my shoulders massaged.
Erin, did you want a prostitute too?
I don't think Aaron's gonna go over there. It's gonna
Are you sure? Because as I said, there's the Dragonborn, there's Tabaxi, there's a Kenku, a Goliath, in addition to narrowing it down for people for Valk. If you want a male prostitute, there's a tiefling. I'm joking. I'm not going to pressure you into anything.
I can can picture why Aaron would, but I'm not sure if he would get up out of if he would do so. I don't think.
All right. So you take a nice relaxing bath, both of you. Anyone else doing anything before you retire for the evening? Going once. Going twice. All right.
Sold to the half orc in black.
Yeah, you all eventually make your way to the rooms for the evening. Mama, you head to your section of the inn that you share with your family.
Tucks the kids into bed, kisses them on their little heads.
Your son, of course, is like, Mom, no, I'm too old for that.
Yes, you're my big strong man. But your father's also a big strong man, and he lets me give him kisses on the head.
He eventually relents, but
just the sloppiest, most embarrassing mom kiss on the forehead.
Mom.
Pinches his cheek, sends him off to bed.
But you the night passes uneventfully for everyone,
Especially Valk.
Especially Sniv.
Yeah, when Demir gets back into bed, or gets back, and basically just like immediately crawls into bed on top of Toby and just still dragging Lish behind her.
Lisha's brought some remaining of the charcuterie back for Toby.
Toby is thankful.
Just
All
am
right.
imagining Toby getting like his hands filled with variety salami and cheese and just like, wow.
I was picturing
that's so
Toby just
thoughtful.
being asleep, and then like there's cheese in his hand.
He's like asleep, gets woken up when Demir lays on top of him and stuff, and he's like, "Oh, you guys are back. Good to see." And then like Lish just puts the charcuterie in his hands, and he's just like, "Oh, thank you."
Midnight snack, and they're just like high as fuck.
Happy you're back, my beloveds. Oh, is this a handful of raw meat and cheese?
Oh,
Yeah.
a present. Thank you.
Are you not grateful for my cheese and variety meats? It's a
Do you deny this gift from the Winter King?
Would you like my sweet and salty nuts?
It's bedtime.
It's bedtime.
All right. So the next morning, you all eventually come to consciousness. And do you hang out in your rooms for a while, or do you just or do you head down to the bar?
It's nice to sleep in.
I'd say Hawk's up bright and early.
Yeah, I think Aaron will be too, and he'll suggest going down.
Tobias will also be awake since he naturally gets up at that time.
Morning.
Morning to you too. Morning to you, Aaron.
Morning, Toby. How'd you sleep?
Oh, it's pretty alright. Got woken up when suddenly two people laid on top of me.
Oh,
I was
good. Demir
presented
and Lish
with-
came back.
Yeah. They presented me with some charcuterie that they didn't finish. That was pretty tasty.
Well, that's good. That's good.
Somehow that doesn't sound out of the ordinary.
Yeah, but it's kind of endearing, you know?
Fair enough.
At least
Yeah.
they thought about me.
They're cute.
Right. Well, you know me, I don't exactly need breakfast. I think I'll get to work asking around.
Sounds good to me. Do be careful out there.
Of course. I think I'll start with, I don't know if anyone's in the bar at this hour. Is anyone in the bar at this hour?
At the very least, you could probably ask the innkeepers.
Well, actually, Felix, do you think Mama's awake at this point?
She a late sleeper?
I mean, she probably will, like, once most of the patrons end up going to bed or leaving for the night, like, she probably tucks the kids into bed and goes to bed herself and then wakes up early to, like, set things up because her husband probably is the one who actually closes shit down because he's a barkeep.
Mhm.
So Yeah, she's probably the early riser of the two. Does breakfast.
Well, if there's no one else in the bar, she's the best place to start. So, morning, Mama. I
Good
was
morning.
wondering, do you know what's south of here? I know there's a mountain pass, but I don't know much else about it.
I'm checking things. Hang on.
Algie.
South. I mean, yes, DM. Yes, I know. The thing, I'm looking at it right now. Being strong-armed. Which is impressive because I'm currently playing a monk.
I mean, she's also played a monk, so.
Yeah. Again, south of here, I mean, most folks in town know of this guy. His name's Maxon Price, mage, lives south, and he'd come through every once in a while, buy a bunch of supplies, hire some people for some stuff, and then disappear again. But he hasn't been around in a while. Nobody's seen him, so.
What kind of mage, if I may ask?
Yeah, DM, what kind of?
Any
I don't know.
indication?
He's a
but, like,
fucking weirdo.
he's pretty hermity type of fellow, and I mean, not even anybody he's hired in the past has seen him, so. I mean, we're kind of worried, but I mean, he's real reclusive, so none of us really got attached to him. But I mean,
we are heading south. We might run into him if he's still out there.
yeah.
Interesting. Maxon Price, you said?
Yeah. Honestly, comes with the territory of kind of being the matron of town, but I was hoping to find a way to go down and see if I can find where he hangs out and check on him. If you guys go that way, do you mind maybe taking me with you?
That's something to ask the rest of them. I'm heading into town to ask for more information. Sort of just take a look around. I'm fine with it personally if they ask.
Okay.
Tobias and Aaron are just over there. You can start with them. The rest should be up eventually.
Well, thank you for lending me your ear.
Thank you for lending yours.
Of course.
And they just yeah, Hawk's gonna head around town and sort of just like warily ask the locals because he doesn't want to get in trouble. Like more about this Maxon Price guy, like what he was doing, kind of things he was buying, maybe.
Roll an investigation check.
All right. I need my sheet to load. There we go. 12.
All right. Most of the people you ask know him as that kind of weird guy who comes into town every now and then. But they don't have very many specifics. But eventually you are directed towards the Pyre Forge. While you're asking around.
All right. You can hold off on a description of that until Valkyria shows up, probably, because Lars did voice that she wanted to head there.
That's kind of what I was thinking.
Cool. Just double checking.
Speaking of which, Valk would be making an appearance downstairs probably shortly after Hawk leaves.
Morning, Valk.
But yeah, so she was, human standard yesterday, but then comes down, feathers out, just a complete and utter mess, in morning grogginess.
Do you need something to eat?
I think Lish will make his way down too.
Lish is getting up. He probably could cajole Demir up as well.
Yeah,
So,
probably.
Demir comes down looking just about as awake as Volk. And she's going to sit down and then start just like grooming Volk's feathers, just getting them back into order for her.
Speaking of which, Mama, you see someone that you didn't see go upstairs come downstairs.
I mean,
What?
she's probably wearing the same armor, right?
She would still be in clothes at this point. She'd
Okay,
go
fair
back
enough.
up for armor.
Okay. She's the early riser. She goes to bed first. This is a common occurrence. She figured
Oh, okay.
you're with the others. She can put two and two together.
I just want to be a weirdo bird lady, okay?
That's fine.
Today on, let's see how many different people we can convince this character are in our party.
I mean, she didn't see Demir and Lish come back. She's just like, oh, they made it back. That's good. If you guys want breakfast, she's doing breakfast.
Aaron will get breakfast for everyone.
What do you decide you want for breakfast?
Raw rabbit.
There's roasted
Yeah.
locusts or cheese omelets.
Aaron will get cheese omelets for the table and roast locusts for himself.
Okay. 3 copper pieces for the roasted locust, 4 copper pieces for each plate of omelet.
All right, and that's it's okay. Yep, he'll bring that back and set an omelet in front of everyone. And if anyone would like a locust, feel free to have one. They seemed interesting.
Meanwhile, behind the fucking bar, because they're not super popular, but she always makes a decent batch of them. Mama's just eating that shit. She's crunching on them like popcorn. I feel like she indulges and makes extra.
It's like, yeah, I went up there and, almost seemed to be enjoying them so much. I wanted to give them a try.
Belk, grabs one, bites half, and you can see her just processing on her face.
You see a scaled, brown, and spotted hand reach out from under the table, take one, and then just slide it off.
And then Valk passes the half that she didn't eat underneath the table.
Yours is taken immediately. You know that thing that cats do when they think they're being stealthy, but they're just moving really slowly in front of you? That's the vibe.
As you do. At which point, then, Valk proceeds to systematically destroy her omelet while doing her best to ignore the fact that she's being groomed by Demir.
Demir probably finishes up Volk's feathers and like gives her a little like pat on the back and cautiously takes a locust and just kind
Awkward
of
thumbs up.
gives it a little bit of a nibble. Just trying it.
Chitin.
I'll give
Aaron's
it a
over
roll.
here just
See, it's totally not like eating a pixie at all.
I feel like they got plated a couple extra. She likes these weirdos. She does. They're nice.
No.
Samir like takes her little nibble and then cautiously hands it off to Sniv under the table.
Aaron's over
Sniv,
here
the
just,
human garbage disposal. Well, human.
just crunching on them and says out loud, I can't tell whether or not I like these, but they're certainly fun to eat. Nonk, 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 nonk.
It's a lot of the texture, isn't it?
Yeah. Don't think I've had much like this.
Certainly is interesting. So, do we have a plan today? We're just resupplying.
Val kind of finishes booting up and goes, I wanted to visit that blacksmithery that Mama mentioned yesterday.
Mama?
Val just points, Mama.
She asked you to call her mother, or is that just
Oh no, everybody calls me Mama.
okay.
Nickname. Don't worry about it.
Also,
Okay.
Val kind of leans underneath the table. Do you need anything, Sniv?
He's just still like crunching and like licking his fingers in the most disgusting way possible. And he kind of looks up. More bugs?
Okay, buddy.
Goes back to like licking his fingers.
All right. Well, blacksmith and resupply and anything else.
I'd like to replace my cloak at the very least. But that'll be a very short stop.
Do you need a new set of clothes, Toby?
No, just the cloak.
Fair enough. Zamir like kind of looks a little like, oh.
Yeah, Lish too is like, aw. Dressing up Toby game.
With those long lines, you could pull off some absolutely amazing fashion.
Demir's like dejected or like downtrodden look at not being able to go clothes shopping. He leans over and murmurs to her, the next time we're in a city with some very fancy stuff, I'll let you dress me up. How about that?
Okay. Sure. Zamir just looks over at Lish and like just absolutely excited smile, like, sure. gonna all right. Well, where's Hawk?
Hawk went out to gather information potentially about what's further south, if there's been any odd happenings. There's also the mention of a Maxim Price, who's a hermit mage of some sort. Just so we kind of have a better idea of what we're walking into.
All right, because chasing after wizard towers went so well the last time.
Now you see, it's more of a missing persons case.
Missing persons.
He doesn't come into town super often, but it's been a while even for him.
Oh, okay. And he is a wizard out there in the wilderness.
We
Mysterious loner. Are you sure that he is a real person?
Yes, he brings business into town. And he hasn't in a while. Hey, leave it. Lay down. 1 second. Sorry about the dog.
Okay. Yeah. Zamir just kind of looks over at the group like, really?
You asked what was south. He's south. If he's alive.
I mean, if he's on the way, I suppose we could see about checking in with him.
I mean, I wouldn't ask you to run my errands for me. I could come with, see with my own eyes, provide assistance.
Ugh, more wizards.
If you want to, I suppose.
Valk leans over to Demir and Lish and kind of goes, "This might be the same wizard."
As in the tower?
No, not that wizard. The other wizard.
What other wizard?
Poet?
Hawk.
That's not
Jamie's
a wizard.
not a wizard.
He's a construction tinkerer.
He's an aristocrat.
Ah, yes, the famous mechanical class, aristocrat.
I mean, basically,
He's an.
you have to have money to be able to afford all the materials.
I don't think he has a tower.
And where best to acquire a metric shit ton of particular metals than outside of a quarry town?
I suppose, but I doubt it.
Eh.
Sure, I suppose. You seem a fairly capable person, Mama.
If you don't like the
you want
nickname,
to-
my name's Sarada. You can just call me that.
Sarada? You seem very capable. I mean, obviously, if you want to travel in a group, you are more than welcome to come south with us, but it hardly seems like you need our assistance.
Maybe not, but I'd rather not go in half prepared and not come home.
Wise enough.
So if you're amenable to a detour, I'm happy to continue south after my business is taken care of and offer my assistance to you guys with your own dealings. It can be an exchange.
I'd hate to take you away from your family and business.
They'll be fine. And I'll come right back. I mean, this town can run without me.
I'm not trying to suggest that. I'm just saying the group have a bit of a tendency to get into trouble of the dangerous nature.
Let alone the time fuckery going on.
Trouble of a dangerous nature is kind of what you and half of this town, at least. It's
You
really
have no idea about what this time fuckery that Volk just mentioned is.
She's just gonna. She doesn't know what that's about. That's not her business. She's ignoring that, actually.
Aaron is looking at Volk.
I choose not to hear.
Choose to not
It's an
ask
important
questions
skill.
that I don't want the answer to.
Tobias will speak up and say, what my companions are saying is, as adventurers, sometimes we deal with potentially / if not deadly scenarios. If you are fine with that, then you're more than welcome to join us on our journey down.
It's sweet of you all to worry. This wouldn't be the first time I've traipsed out of town with a group to go help out. If it's that dangerous, all the more reason for you guys to have an extra hand.
And foot.
We're not okay. We're not responsible if you die out there. It's not our.
True, this is my choice.
If she wants to come along, let her come along. Why not?
Sure. Your funeral.
Besides, it would be nice to have an additional frontliner along.
Just thinking practically.
Sure. We're the Wild Roses. Has anyone introduced themselves?
Familiar
of
with
us has,
Valkyria?
Everyone but you. You can call me Demir. This is my husband, Lish.
Charmed.
At which point, Valk excuses herself to go upstairs and get her armor on. And as she's behind Demir and Lish, she kind of, at the two of you guys, at Mama.
Lish gives you a look like, what?
Demir has the exact same what look.
Val, just go get your armor.
Well, do tell us about yourself, my dear. What is it exactly that you... Well, I can tell clearly by the way you are. You have some great strength. What are your capabilities?
Hang on. I gotta look at her fucking character sheets. I mean, I'm a bar bouncer, for starters.
Well, that certainly is the top of your resume, but I see hidden layers there.
She's gonna kind of get a little flustered because she's just like, I'm really not used to having to like kind of brag about myself. I usually try and just let my capabilities speak for themselves when they're applied.
Well, maybe so, but if we do in fact run into some trouble, it would be good to know skill sets and whatnot.
I'm mostly a punching type, but I'm handy with this mace, which she has strapped to her hip.
Ah.
And I'm actually, no, I look like a fairly buff sort of individual, but more dexterous than anything else. You can't really knock me over with a pail of water if you manage to hit me with it in the first place.
All right then. When should we be heading out then? Do we need anything? I don't think that I do.
I'll head to the clothing shop to get a replacement cloak. Doc can head to the forge. And once we track down Hawk and determine we don't need any general supplies, we can be on our way.
Excellent.
Yeah.
All right.
The only thing, yeah.
Whatever you guys are up to, if you just double back here to the bar for me, I'll just go in. When my husband's up to watch the bar, I'll get my shit together and tell him I'm taking off for a bit. Sorry, I wasn't expecting you guys to give her a whole ass job interview.
Well, I mean, they got to make sure she's qualified.
She's
They don't want to have
qualified,
to
okay?
pay compensation to your widower.
Do we have any references?
She keeps
What-
a whole
what is
town,
your-
a whole seedy underbelly of a town in check. Come on.
What is your most proud workplace experience, Raja?
You need to have 3 non-family references and
Yeah, the whole town.
Can you tell me a little bit more about this experience from 10 years in your past that you totally remember?
can you explain this gap in your resume?
You see that whole wall of names, that whole fucking list of names on the wall of people who aren't allowed in here? It's because I kicked their asses.
Mom's just like, here's a resume for you.
Here's a resume for you, fucking cracks your
Hey,
neck.
I mean, they could have like dragged you out to the middle of nowhere and started beating you up like they did with Terry and Darrington. So like, it's fine.
Jesus fuck. Don't. No. Be nice to her.
It's okay.
She's
we
just kind of nosy.
It's okay. We'll treat the half-orc woman with respect.
Thank you.
It's more so they're just worried that the last thing anyone in the party wants to do, especially knowing our fucking luck, is get a random woman killed.
I think Demir's internal dialogue is, why does this mother want to go to her death?
Basically, like,
that's just the thing.
you
Death
have
has
kids.
to catch her first.
you have kids and a husband. We've died multiple times. Like, really?
Are you sure you want to hang with this crowd?
She kicks ass.
Oh no, she absolutely does. But I get where Demir's coming from here.
Yeah, I do too. She's like, Sarah's sitting here like, why are you so worried? It's literally my job to kick people out of a bar.
Yeah. She does low-key give me retired adventurer vibes, so I appreciate those vibes. Right.
So, Hawk, are you making your way to the Pyre Forge on your own and then just waiting outside like a dingus, or
I
are
think
you?
I think he heads
going back
in. He doesn't know about Valkyria's plans.
Okay. Okay.
So, yeah.
Heading in. All right, pulling up the description. Okay, so this building seems to be a combination of a forge and a temple. You can see emblazoned on the wall a toothed cog with 4 spokes, as well as several people working in various parts of the building. There's a few people who are smelting. There's a few people who are hammering out ingots. There's a few people who are working forges themselves. But the person that draws your eye in particular is a large tiefling man. He is very tall and he has red skin and 2 horns that curl out of the front of his forehead. His sclerae are black, but his eyes are glowing gold, and his hair is black. Most of it is braided down his back, but he does have a nice beard going. He is very muscular, and he has some sleeve tattoos going for him too. And I posted a picture, more or less a reference.
And of course, it got an immediate response.
But he seems to be hammering some metal at the moment.
He's gonna like just sort of look around and then approach. Oh my god, Avery, please. I am looking at Discord through the corner of my eye, and I don't know whether to be like, I don't know whether to be unsurprised or just, I don't know. You people are bisexual as fuck, and I love it. Anyway. He's gonna slowly approach and be like, excuse me,
Just a sec. He finishes hammering, places what looks to be a short sword into a vat of oil, turns to you and just crosses his arms.
Right, I was asking about town because I've got plans to go south, and I heard a lot of talk about this Maxim Price person. And someone pointed me this direction. Do you know anything about him?
As much as anyone, I suppose. Came into town here and there. Bought a lot of metal from me, contracted a few of my workers. Pay must have been good because they haven't come back.
What kind of metal?
Iron, mostly, some steel.
Anything shaped?
Well, I suspect that's why he contracted some of my workers so that they could help shape the metal.
Huxer just like bows his head and like sort of
Paid
Strokes
good
at his
money
chin.
for it, though. He did not look well last time I saw him, though.
I see. I need to start like typing notes.
I'm just imagining like a some drawer pops out of Hawk's chest and he just starts typewriting.
No, like he's like thinking like if you had like a cartoon like give his in like head, it's literally just my Google Drive document of things that Hawk knows.
If you'd like me to summarize it, again, I can.
I'm still just typing it down. I got all the information. I just need to actually put it on paper. Well, paper.
Usually came in once every couple of months, but it's been about 6 since anyone's seen him.
All right. I'm just gonna take a little sniff of this before I continue.
All right.
All right. Okay. It's very enlightening then. Thank you for the information. I think I'll look around your shop a bit. I might be in need of some new gear. Maybe some sword sharpening.
What are you looking for in particular?
Well, I'm mostly a bow person, but I've got some sidearms here. And he sort of rests a hand on the pommel of his 2 short swords sheathed together. I'm wondering if you have anything better for someone more dexterous. He sort of like waggles his fingers. It just happened to me, and I'm doing it now. I'm embracing it.
What are you looking for? Sorry.
He's
you're
looking. He's
better
looking for.
sword?
He's looking for something sharp and built for someone more dexterous. I just realized I'm kind of loud.
I've got rapier, if you're interested.
I think I am. Is it just hanging somewhere, or?
Could you repeat that last bit? Sorry.
Is it just hanging somewhere, or?
Hold on. He leaves and returns shortly with a very finely crafted rapier. You can see that it has some runes kind of etched toward closer to the hilt.
May I? He motions to take it close. By the way.
Mm-hmm.
So just, I'll start looking over it as the man explains.
This here will warn you of potential danger and the people around you.
I'm guessing that's what the runes are for, then.
Indeed.
How much would you say this would cost?
Probably let it go for 1,200 gold pieces.
I'll consider it. He'll hand the rapier back. I'll probably be back later today. I have some traveling companions I think I need to go talk to.
Very well.
Have a good day, sir. And then he'll head on out and head back to the dancing inn.
May God watch over you as you travel. The rest of you eventually make your way. Were you heading to Jarrett's pickaxe first, or were you going to the Pyre Forge?
Valk is excited about the Pyre Forge, but of course she's part of the party.
I assumed because Hawk was going to be meeting us back at the inn, and then Mama's also there, that the party was just going to split off to quickly do the brief things that they need to, and then come back to the inn.
All right. In that case, who wants to go first?
Tobias doesn't really need a thing, because he's just going into the clothes thing to get a new cloak and then dip out.
I guess Valk gathers anybody who wants to go to the Pyre Forge and is heading that way.
So, Tobias, a new piece of new cloak, we'll say, is about 5 silver pieces.
Okay.
Demir and Lish, where are you guys headed?
I mean, I guess we could have followed Toby to the store, but I think Lish is kind of interested actually in the forge.
All right.
Yeah, Demir might, if Lish is going to the forge, Demir might go along with Toby, and stop back at the Workers' Rest and see if she can just buy some of the tobacco from Farouk, if he'd just sell her some of it straight.
All right. You head back to the Workers' Rest. You see Farouk there again. And he recognizes you from the previous evening.
Alhamdulillah, my friend. We'll be leaving town shortly. I was wondering, could I possibly purchase some leaf? I would. It's been a long time. I would love to take some with me.
Roll a persuasion check.
Okay. Oh. That's really bad for her. That is a 13.
I am sorry, my dear, but my stock is running low, and I would prefer to keep what I have for now. You are welcome to come back at any time, though.
Of course. I understand. You have a great day.
And you as well.
And Demir will will kind of sheepishly come out, looking a little dejected. And probably head over towards the blacksmith, because that's where Lish is at.
All right. Erin, where are you going? Has Dove come back yet?
I don't think they have, no.
I think they're still.
Okay.
Judging
I'll
by the
check
lack
in.
of camera.
Check in a moment then. So we'll go back to the Pyre Forge. As I said, several people bustling around doing various smithy things and working. Your eyes are drawn to the owner of the place.
Understandably. Do we run into Hawk in between, or is he still there, or?
You might run into him on his way out.
Yeah, I was gonna say probably ran into him on his way out. Since given the time that Hawk spent asking around town.
So does Hawk tag back along, or?
I'll run into Valkyria. You could sense mode of him if you would like. And
Hey Hawk, we're going towards the Pyre Forge. Toby and Co went to the other place of supplies. Would you like to join us or meet them, or?
I might head their direction soon, but I wouldn't mind tagging along with you. I just came from there, and there is something that I'm considering buying before we leave.
Oh?
They have an enchanted rapier that apparently senses nearby creatures and people and warns me of them. Or warns the bearer of them, rather. But it sounds like it could be vaguely useful.
Certainly a handy enchantment.
Mm-hmm. Right. Well, lead the way. Or I guess if you need me to lead the way, I can instead.
Okay, so we arrive with Hawk.
All right.
Okay. And sorry, so it's me, Lish, Hawk. We don't know about Erin. And Demir will appear here in a minute, correct?
Yep.
Okay, I am actually paying attention. Goddamn brain of a sieve today.
So, you head in to the Pyre Forge. You see the holy symbol of, you assume, Gond on the wall, as well as the various people running the smithy itself.
I would like to make a religion check.
Make a religion check.
I can't roll well. 13.
13. What are you trying to discern?
Just the basics of Gond, you said? Gond?
Gond.
Gond.
Gond. So he is seen as the god of craft. Some of his titles include the holy maker of all things and the lord of all smiths. He's god of craft, smithing, and inventiveness. And he, as part of his teachings, he pushes for innovation and imagination, sometimes to a dangerous degree, as there seems to be just a short-sighted desire to create entirely.
But no thinking of if they should. Cough, cough, Jurassic Park. Anyway, is there like a traditional greeting?
Not that you would know of with a 13.
Okay, that's fair. Just, trying to kiss some ass.
Mm-hmm. You going to seduce the father figure?
Not seduce, but get on the good side.
Is it just Valkyria or who else came along? I forgot.
Lish is there.
And Demir will be along shortly.
Okay. Those back. You can get to them after this then. Sweet.
So Valk Valk leans over to Hawk and double checks that it's the big ass Dilf that is in charge of the forge, right?
Yes, it is.
That is in fact Forge Master.
At which point Valk walks up and introduces herself.
Pleasure to meet you. What can I do for you?
This is an impressive temple forge you have.
Thank you. It has been run by my family for generations.
I can see the love and care.
What are you seeking?
Sorry, I'm trying to figure out how Valk would phrase something.
All right. Be a good character to have like a voice modulator for, then I could actually like really lower my voice.
Yeah.
I tried to find a good voice modulator in the past, and it's really hard to find one that doesn't require like an account or something.
Yeah, I did too, trying to be able to do the do not be afraid voice for Valk.
Yeah. I initially wanted to do like a slight reverb when Hawk doesn't have the mask on, but I decided that that'd actually be kind of annoying, probably.
Anyway.
Yeah. Anyway.
So Valk kind of awkwardly pulls out her warhammer and goes, this has served me well, but it's kind of a different period of my life that has some negative connotations, and I am looking to move forwards, and I was wondering if you had a worthy replacement.
Slight head tilt in the background.
He takes the warhammer and inspects it, and does your warhammer have any sort of filigree on it or anything? Or is it just a standard edition?
It's a +1.
Okay.
So definitely care went into it.
Mm-hmm.
But it is more utilitarian since it is a hammer.
Are you looking for something else blunt or another or a different blade?
While I have a tendency to go for blunt weapons, I wouldn't be opposed to a spear or something that could be wielded one-handed, since I've had to pick up the shield in service of my party.
He leaves briefly and returns with A long sword. It does have some runes on it. Says, "This is one of my best pieces of work that I have made lately. You will find it easier to hit your enemies and harm them."
Val goes, "May I?" Kind of
By all
gesturing.
means.
I take it up. I kind of step back and give it a.
So, for the sake of shopping, this is a +2 longsword.
That's pretty good.
And
And
nothing.
while you're swinging it around, he's of course like crossing his arms and just watching you, showing off those muscles.
Yep. Having to remember what things do. Okay, so it would just be an increase of +1. It would be slashing as opposed to that. It would be versatile. Is there and he didn't have anything that would be a spear, since that was one of the other things that I was transitioning. Transitioning
If
to.
he's got a spear.
He has some spears, but they are not enchanted. So they'd just be regular spears.
Okay.
Now comes everyone's favorite question: the build or the cool weapon?
Or frankly, you could get both. The
True.
The +2 longsword is 4,050 gold, and then the spear is 1 gold piece.
Because magic.
Mm-hmm.
At which point, Val kind of then, like, very ceremoniously hands the sword back to him. And she kind of looks worriedly at her warhammer and asks him, "Well, I do not have the cash for the sword. What would you be willing to give for my warhammer?"
+1 warhammer.
Yep.
Well, let me do some math.
Should I roll a persuasion?
Yeah, roll a persuasion check for me.
How much math do you have to do? Because Hawk has like an aside or two that he could mutter to Valkyria in the meantime.
I mean, you can if you want.
This is important. Should I use the big boy? I'm going to use the big boy. And of course, I roll shit. 15.
That's not bad.
Due to pluses.
I could probably take it off of your hands for, I would say, about 500 gold pieces.
Hawk leans in a little bit and says, "We do still have to sell the alchemical ingredients we got on the way here." So that could probably help afford that sword if you're really eyeing it. I wouldn't mind putting aside a couple pieces of gold for you either.
I'm sorry. How much did you say? 4,000 what?
4,050 for the longsword.
4,050 for the longsword. He's willing to buy the warhammer from you for 500 gold pieces.
And again, we do still have to sell the dragon scales at some point. And so like that would either before you buy or after you buy get us a lot of money to spend. And I am gonna buy this rapier, I think. I'll do that after though. But after Hawk would, he would have 2.1k to spare. And he did say he wouldn't mind putting some down for Valkyria if she needs it.
Trying to figure out things. Sorry, everyone.
So that's fine. It's fine. Gearing up martial characters is really important. So
also, it's kind of a development because she's very attached to the hammer, but also it reminds her of a lot of stuff that she'd rather not be reminded of.
Yeah, he's gonna ask about that after we exit the shop.
Mm-hmm.
After we got over to Ian and Toby.
I don't have. So between the hammer and my cash, I have 3,500.
That's only 50 off. No,
that's 500 off.
Yeah, it's about 500 off. Well, again, I'm willing to put down some gold to help pay for it.
Well, if people were willing to assist and / or help negotiate the difference, cough, cough, people with better charisma and persuasion, cough, cough.
That would be a convenient time for Demir.
Demir isn't there right now, but Licious. I assume staring at the tiefling guy's ass, but
Wow, rude. He's not a lech. He's looking at some of the weapons.
Valk approaches the party and says, I am very interested in making this. Approaches the party and goes, I'm very interested in making this purchase, but I just simply don't have the difference between my hammer and the sword, and asks for assistance.
Well, again, I'm more than willing to put down some gold.
Remind me how much we were all given after the Golden Dragon
fight? We haven't sold that yet, but it's...
Oh, yeah.
Oh, the cash was 3,000.
Oh, yeah.
And then there's dragon bits, too, that someone has.
Got to appraise.
Which you could potentially sell to this man who can use the materials to make it into armor.
That is true.
Lish would have that because it's probably in his bag of holding, right? So
I think that's where he put it.
Lish will just kind of nod at Valk and we'll walk over to the guy and say, my friend would really like that sword. We have some items that you might find valuable, perhaps to make up the difference between the hammer and the sword.
What sort of items are you imagining?
Well, let's take a look. I personally, Kenzie, do not have the list of items on me. So
I think we noted it down in the loot channel. Let me double check.
let's see. We got dragon stomach golden gems here.
Yeah, everyone got 3,000 GP like divided among themselves, and then 6.9k nice got added to the party funds.
Wait, hold on a second. I thought I got like a horn or a tooth or something.
Oh wait, yeah.
I have
some
it written in
skills.
Tobias's inventory because he was the one who helped carve it, or at least like carved it. But we could have it that he transferred it to Lish's bag of holding later. 3 dragon
unless he wants
teeth,
to
2
hold
dragon
it.
eyes.
So the party fund has 7,000 gold pieces in it.
Demir's got that on her though, and she's not in the shop yet.
Yeah.
Tobias has 3 dragon teeth, 2 dragon eyes. It looks like that's it for the dragon parts, and we can have it that he. I mean, it would make sense that he would put it in Lish's bag of holding.
Instead of carrying gooey eyeballs in his pocket.
Yeah, just for
Probably in a bag.
keeping them protected.
Mm-hmm.
And also, I remember we got some scales too. Whoever sheet that ended up on.
I could have sworn that we had some scales.
Yeah, I
don't
thought
know
those
who
ended
has
up at
that,
Lish
though.
for sure.
Yeah, I definitely did some harvest, I thought. I might not have written it down.
Uh-oh.
Why you need to write things down.
Well,
But for the sake of this,
back
we'll
to
say
the-
you got some scales. Sure.
Yeah, I think it was
Especially
like
since he
3 scales.
crash landed and
Mhm. I'll have to go back to the episode and remember what I did.
That's fine. We can fix things in post if we really need to, and we might not need to.
Yeah, so Lish will kind of start pulling some of these scales, teeth, horn,
Extinct dragon bits.
extinct dragon bits. And kind of lay them out on whatever table or surface is nearby.
roll
Hey,
a persuasion check with advantage.
Yo.
$23.
23. So the tiefling kind of strokes his beard.
Glorious, glorious beard.
I think that sounds more than fair.
Lish will kind of tilt his head a little bit and say, I think we both know that these items are more valuable than 500 gold.
Are you interested in something else?
Lish will kind of look at the rest of the people here. What other enchanted items do you have?
Well, there's the rapier that Hawk intends to buy.
Yeah, there's another sword that he showed me earlier that I was interested in buying. Because, well, other than that, I've mostly just got these, and he taps his bracers.
Mostly have weaponry. However, I did come across something interesting.
Well, I'm mostly interested in the rapier, but now that you mention that, it does catch my interest for sure.
Mystery box. It might have a mystery box in it.
What did you... Please share.
He produces what seems to be a 1-inch metal cube.
Curious. Lish
I
holds
have-
his hand out.
I have not tested this myself, but I have been told that if you place this on the ground and speak a command word, it will create something of a fortress.
Lish kind of
Really?
holds his hand out. May I?
He passes it over.
Inside.
And he's gonna cast Identify on it.
Okay. Yep, this is called Instant Fortress. You can use an action to place the cube on the ground and speak its command word, and then it grows rapidly into a fortress that remains until you use an action to speak the command word that dismisses it, which works only if the fortress is empty. The fortress is a square tower, 20 feet on a side and 30 feet high, with arrow slits on all sides and a battlement on top of it. Its interior is divided into 2 floors with a ladder running along one wall to connect them. The ladder ends at a trapdoor leading up to the roof. When activated, the tower has a small door on the side facing you. The door opens only at your command, in which you can speak as a bonus action. It is immune to the knock spell and similar magic, such as that of a chime of opening. The tower is made of adamantine, and its magic prevents it from being tipped over. The roof, the door, and the walls each have 100 hit points, immunity to damage from non-magical weapons, including siege weapons, and resistance to all other damage. Only a wish spell can repair the fortress.
Also, the 10d10 bludgeoning damage if you don't dodge out of the way of it opening up.
Uh-oh.
That is super cool.
That is really cool, yeah.
This was recently traded to me, and I have no particular use for it.
Intriguing.
Very much so.
Maybe we should come up with a deal for the 3 items we want, trading in the 2 items and however much cash we have. Or cash necessary difference.
The rapier I was shown was 1,200 gold. How much for the fortress cube?
I mean, Avery, can I cut in real quick to ask, just like, could I make like some kind of check to kind of gauge how much the dragon bits would like be worth, to have like kind of a estimation of how much we could potentially.
What kind of check would this be?
Hazel isn't a skill
Investigation?
anymore.
Let's call it investigation.
Okay.
Yeah.
Or let's just
Or maybe
let's just
Arcana.
a general intelligence check.
Or we could insight to see what he's gauging the price at.
God, there's so many
Well,
options.
I mean, that's an 8. I don't know my. I don't know
Wish doesn't
my
know his dragons.
value of things.
They
Well,
don't
no,
frequent the Feywild.
I don't know what they're worth to people.
There's no concept of money in the Feywild. What do you mean?
I would be willing to, in addition to the gold that you already have, provide the instant fortress in addition to the longsword, as well as the dragon pieces.
So, Warhammer, dragon pieces, 3,000 gold for the longsword and the interest fortress.
Mm-hmm. You can roll an
Can't you-
insight check if you want.
And Lish will kind of pipe up and be like, oh, and why don't you just take about half off of that rapier?
You roll a persuasion check.
$17.
17. And Volk, did you roll insight?
I'll roll an insight. I got a 19.
All right. You get the impression that the instant fortress is worth a lot of money. And the fact that he is already throwing it in like basically for free is spectacular.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you never know until you ask, right?
Yeah. He is he is actually potentially losing money on this deal, but he is really interested in seeing what he can make out of those dragon bits.
Well, it is an extinct dragon bits.
Mm-hmm.
He's a follower of God, so.
So Lish will just kind of cock his head and see. How much does he want him?
In regards to the persuasion check, I could potentially do that, but that would mean the removal of the instant fortress from this deal.
You don't need to worry
Val.
about the rapier, Lish. I'm fine paying for it on my own.
And Val kind of indicates that we want the fortress.
Fine then, that's fine. We have an accord.
Very well. So Valk, you can add a +2 longsword to your inventory and remove the warhammer. Who is going to take the instant fortress? I can send you the info for it.
Yeah, let's give it to Lish.
Okay. There you go.
And is someone still paying 3,000 gold pieces
I
for
am.
the set? Okay.
Well, technically 2,998. And I'm back to having no money. Unless if, somebody with the party funds wants to throw some money at this trade.
You'd probably end up being like, hey, we traded some dragon's pieces and all of Valk's wallet.
It's at this point that Demir probably comes in. Demir, you see several of your companions talking to this broad-shouldered tiefling man.
Oh, hello. Demir is immediately just sidling up to the counter hello there.
Demir's the lech.
I was gonna say, your husband is right there.
Uh-huh.
You'd get an invite too.
What are you looking for today?
Me? Nothing but companionship.
I would recommend you go to Comforts for that.
No, I'm sorry. These are my friends. I was just meeting up with them. I love your ink. Where did you get that?
Love your what?
Ink. The tattoos that he's got.
There are a few tattoo artists in Avatix that specialize in magical tattoos.
They're magical? What do they do, if you don't mind me asking?
Roll persuasion check, because you're kind of coming on hard here.
That is a dirty 20.
Dirty 20. These simply provide extra strength, which is occasionally necessary in my line of work.
Of course. I have some tattoos. Do you want to see?
Very well.
Demir is going to take off her gloves and roll up her sleeve, and the tattoo at this point has spread well to her elbow. And it just like it's one of those things that's like every time it grows, there's just like a new pattern or kind of flowery snowflake sort of geometric design to it. And she just gotten bigger actually.
It is very fine ink.
Yes. I was looking for more, I suppose. Do you know the names of the tattoo artists in Avatar? You might be heading that way.
Their name is Hyacinth. And let me look up the name of their shop real quick. Yes. Because I recall that it was like a pun, but I can't remember what it is off the top of my head. Thank you for your patience. The problem is at this point in the campaign, I have so many notes, it takes forever for them to load.
I mean, we have been at this for what, 1.5, 2 years at this point. So
a little over 2 years now. Okay. The artist's name is Hyacinth, and their parlor is called Just an Inkling.
Just an inkling.
I love that name.
Oh, how that's so cute, clever. Well, thank you so much. I'm just so fascinated. Have my companions I hope that they haven't been too much trouble.
Not at all.
Darling dear, we've already made quite the deal.
Oh, you have?
Yes. Valkyria got herself a nice shiny new toy, and so has Hawk. And
I'm
frankly,
about
so
to,
have
and he's and he's already counting out gold, like sorting into a small pouch.
Can I see? Oh, this is spectacular work. Fine craftsmanship, I can tell.
We work very hard here.
I'm sure. Someone of your talent is obviously a fine work.
Roll a general persuasion check for me.
Oh, fuck. That's not good. That's 12.
Well, hold
This
on.
dice.
All hope is not.
Some corner of my mind is going, ma'am, you do know I'm asexual, right?
No, that was the Minotaur. But just so you can see what I rolled here.
That's is that 11?
11.
It's an 11.
Just so you can understand. He kind of leans forward a bit and his tail starts lashing a little bit behind him. What brings you to town?
We're just passing through. We're headed towards the ocean. Some of my companions have never seen it before. Have you?
Once or twice.
Really? I'm sorry. There's a part of me that's dying because Lish is literally right there. Okay, sorry.
Lush is watching. He's fine.
Hang on. Oh god. My computer froze. Hang on a sec.
I mean, we can still hear you.
Okay, that's good.
There we go.
Cool. Yeah, okay. Yeah, fuck. We're talking about the ocean, right? Yeah. Sorry, don't make me. This is Avery dying. Demir is fine.
His eyes are the kind of golden orange irises are. If you kind of look into them, it looks like molten metal.
Yeah, she's looking. I've only seen a handful of you as well, but it should be interesting to see. I hope to go swimming.
And how long do you intend to stay in town?
Probably another day or two. We're staying at the Dancing Imp. I know you must work very long, hard hours, but if you can spare the time, I'd love to catch a drink with you. Talk a little bit more about your tattoos.
I have some unique flavors in my home here.
Really?
If you wish to join me this evening.
I would be honored. Name a time.
We usually close for the evening around 8 o'clock. If you can get there before the doors close for the evening.
I will. I will be there. I'll see you at 7:45.
Sounds perfect.
Excellent. And Demir probably has to be pulled away from the desk if we're being honest.
Yeah, I was gonna say, now that Demir secured her date, Hawk's gonna hand over the 1.2K for the rapier.
All right. So you can add a rapier of warning to your inventory.
Oh.
And I can send you the info for warning.
All right. That near the top. Okay.
All right. Sorry, I had to make sure I had the right link. Okay. Boop. There we go.
Oh wait, I could just okay, hang on. I can do this the smart way because compendium drag and drop is a thing. There we go.
Is anyone else going to buy anything?
I wanted to look at the daggers while we're here.
Okay. Um, there's a flame tongue dagger, but otherwise they have various standard daggers that you can purchase if you so choose.
Let me look up what a flame tongue dagger is.
Ooh, oh, that's really good. Okay. Should I read this out? Because this actually affects the whole party. Kinda.
It just adds the radius of light and fire damage to the dagger.
No, I'm talking about the rapier.
Oh,
that Hawk just
your
bought.
rapier?
Yeah, my rapier. So it gives Hawk advantage on initiative, but it also makes it so that him and any companions within 30 feet can't be surprised except when incapacitated by something other than non-magical sleep. And it also wakes us up if we're sleeping naturally when combat begins. That's pretty handy.
Is bitchin'.
No sneak attacks for us.
I think I'm good.
All right. Tobias, were you gonna get anything at the smithy?
I didn't even realize he was there. No.
I assume you came with Demir, or did you go back to the inn to hang out with Mama?
I was thinking he went back to the inn.
Okay, that works. Aaron, what have you been doing?
Yeah, well, I guess if he's been separated from the group, it's probably for what I texted you this morning I wanted to do.
All right.
Yeah. So I think he's been off having that happen.
Yeah. Do you want to discuss it, or do you want to just let it happen?
Yes.
Well, that sounds like a vote. Yeah, let's do it on screen then.
All right. So you ask around a little bit, and you are eventually directed towards a woman named Claire Stone Splitter. She is a dwarven woman with a thick blonde beard, and it's clear that she makes her own jewelry. And she has several pieces of jewelry woven into her beard and her hair, and she is happy to pierce your ears for you.
Woo!
Where are you getting a piercing? Like the standard lobe, or are you getting something like up here?
Yeah, Aaron's going all out. He's gonna get on both sides 2 piercings and 2 industrials.
Okay. I'd say that's about like 5 silver pieces total.
Perfect. Mark that down. Aaron's just
Not too expensive, but like it makes a nice little chinging sound when you shake your head.
Aaron's just pity. He probably, needs to be
Claire
asked
herself is quite proud of her work.
Yeah.
She says, well, you got to be careful with it these first few weeks you have them in. Make sure that you twist them around so that the wound won't heal over it.
Okay.
Let me know if there's any problems. I will see if I can replace the metal if you're allergic or something. I make sure you come back.
Will do. And he's just gonna go with them a bit.
All right. So you got your ears pierced. Congrats.
Yeah! And he'll probably just go back to the inn after that.
All right.
He's back there just be like, Toby, look!
Whoa! They look good on you.
Thank you.
I just thought of something actually that I would like to do. Demir is there like a magic looking shop around as we're walking through town?
Not really. I mean, you can get some mundane things from Jarrett's pickaxe, and then you can get specialized weaponry from the Pyre Forge. But if you want something specific, you'd probably want to go more westwards towards Avatix or Opius.
Okay, I was trying to see if I could get some of the material component for teleportation circle, just in case.
You'd probably get that at Jarrett's pickaxe. That's like chalk and stuff.
Yeah.
So like 50 gold pieces, I believe.
Okay, I am going to buy 100 gold pieces worth of chalk. That's 2 uses of teleportation circle. Just
Cool.
in case.
That's good because that basically clears out his stock.
Awesome. Yeah.
Does he carry arrows, or is that a Iron Forge heart, Fire Forge, something thing?
You can get some arrows from him if you wanted. You can get about 20 arrows for 1 gold piece.
Right, I'm gonna do that. 20 arrows, 1 gold.
Okay.
Because I am running low.
Anyone else?
I have no money.
All right.
Demir, if you want to fix that.
Could maybe I have a little bit of the party funds to remedy that, since I just bought an expensive weapon to help protect the party?
Sure. How much do you want?
A little.
Okay. How about 1,000 gold?
That is not a little, but Valk would not say no. If that's all right with the rest of the party.
By all means.
All right.
Here's 1,000. You did buy us a fortress, so.
That was part of the trade, yes.
Yep. Least I can do. Here's 1,000.
All right. So, the rest of you head back to the inn for the evening. Except for Demir, you head off to your booty call. And I think that's where we'll call it, since
I actually was wondering if you close it off on an announcement that Hawk needs to make.
Sure. Go for it.
Demir probably won't hear this, unfortunately, since she's too busy drinking with her new friend. But he'll sort of just like at the table be like, all right, so I did get information on what lies down south, and I think I'm fearing the worst.
Well, elaborate.
Right. Well, that Maxon Price fellow, the hermit wizard, hermit mage, whatever. Nobody really knows what he's about, but that tiefling forge master had some concerning news regarding him. According to him, he was buying a lot of metal and contracting a lot of forge hands as well, and said forge hands have not been seen since. According to that same fortune, it didn't look very well the last time he was here, about 6 months ago. And I don't know exactly where this Price fellow is. he's in the same direction as where Valkyria saw Jamie. And with how much metal this magician has been buying, I cannot help but fear that I am no longer alone.
Are you sure he's not making you?
Jamie made me in his workshop, not Price.
That you know of.
Could Price be a pseudonym?
We'll have to find out. If it is, in fact, Jamie under a pseudonym, then that's where we're headed all along. But if this is someone else entirely, we don't know anything about his motives. We don't know anything about what he is doing, and I am honor-bound to find out.
Well, I'm here to back you up.
Actually, I think
If-
Demir's honor bound at this point. But yeah, Val basically goes, yeah, I'm here to help you, be it finding your father who's operating under a pseudonym or deal with your evil little brothers.
I hope that doesn't come to that, but thanks.
A whole family of little hawks.
Oh no, there's more.
So with that, that's where we can call session.
I do want to ask you, I forgot. Any like window or slight reflection, Tobias was stopping periodically, wasn't he? Okay, that look tells me yes. Cool.
Done quat. What?
You two plotting something over there?
I
I
don't
think
know,
someone
am I?
has some leftovers.
Are you?
Lots of shining metal.
Don't hurt our boy.
I'm not doing
He's been
anything.
through enough.
My
Uh,
bet is leftovers from the tree.
Anyway, thank you all for playing.
Woo!
And we'll see you next time.
Thank you for running.
Thank you for
you.
DMing.
Bye.
Bye.
You're